Hi everybody. So what I want to do is get on today and talk about a few things. The main thing I'm going to talk about is a package called our Safe Haven 5 package. But even more than that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some time really talking about our EnviroCloth, because once you understand how the EnviroCloth works, you really kind of understand the whole Norwex mission and the rest of our products and how they all work. And talk about a few other things as well. But first, I do want to kind of go into my why, because everyone always wants to know, how did you get into doing this? How did you know about Norwex? But I always tell people, when I first heard of Norwex, I was the Norwex skeptic. I had friends who used it. I had friends who sold it. And I'm not one to mince words or tell people things like whatever. I'm like, you people are nuts. I'm like, there's no way you can tell me that I can clean entire chicken goo off of a counter with a cloth and water. You're all nuts. And then I ended up going to my first Norwex party and bought a few things to be kind, right? Because I just wanted to be nice to my friends and make sure that they were able to get the rewards that they wanted to earn and things like that. So I bought just, I think about like the basic package plus. And brought it, when I got it, it sat in my home for about 3 months in a box. And I'm just like, okay, it was nice of me that I did that. How lovely. And then it was probably about 3 months after the party when I posted on my Facebook page, does anybody know the name of Good Cleaning Lady? Because I just can't do this anymore. My husband and I own a 24/7-hour business. We have 16 employees that are a challenge, with trying to maneuver everything around and scheduling and whatnot. I'm very active in my son's school. My son's active in a lot of sports. We have a lot of things going on, so which is typical, I think, for any of us today. But I always say I have no time to clean. So I'm like, I can't do this. So then my friend whose party I was at, she's like, why are you not using your Norwex? And I'm like, just haven't really taken it out of the box. So she challenged me to use it. She's like, use it. You're gonna notice a major difference. So long story short, a bunch of experimenting, a bunch of figuring things out. With my Norwex now, literally, I will say with my one cloth, I was able to cut down my cleaning time, no lie, by 75%. It used to be Saturday morning. I would get up with my grubby clothes because all my cleaners had bleach in them, so I didn't want to get on my clothes. I'd be scrubbing, I'd be dusting, I'd be doing everything, and it would be my whole Saturday and it's gone. So now, with my Norwex, I can come home from work in my work clothes, clean my upstairs and downstairs bathroom, and I'm done. Now, if Norwex had something to help me organize and get rid of clutter, that would even be better, but that's a whole other story. So anyway, so that's how I started kind of using Norwex. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to tell everybody about this because everybody needs to know how easy it is to clean now. And so I started selling Norwex. But then as I'm doing that, Norwex is talking about creating safe havens in people's homes. And I'm like, really, what's that even about? I didn't even understand that the whole Norwex mission was to eliminate these toxic chemicals that are in our cleaners and our environment in that way. So I started researching and looking at things more, and I'm realizing the number of toxic chemicals that are in the cleaning products that we have been using are killing us. And I can't even say slowly killing us. They are downright killing us. In the past 50 years, over 85,000 chemicals have been introduced just in the past 50 years into our lives. And of those 85,000, only 200 of them have actually even been tested to see, are these good or not? And of those 200, only 9 they've banned, only 9. And in most other countries, most of those 200s are banned. They're not even allowed to be in there. That's how toxic they are. And I go back to my grandmother who died of lung cancer. Never around smoke a day in her life. She never smoked, all this other stuff. And we're finding it was tracing it back to all the toxic chemicals that were in the cleaners that she was using. You think about the stuff, the aerosol things that we are inhaling into our lungs. We think about the stuff that we're touching. It only takes 26 seconds for something that touches your skin to absorb into your bloodstream. That's it, just 26 seconds. So we touch our chemicals, things like that, it's going right into our bloodstream. So that was kind of scary for me. And now I'm even more on a mission. Really, people need to get rid of these toxic chemicals in their home. So that's my why. That's why I do what I do. That's why I love Norwex. This is it's been a life changer for me, and I hope for you too. So what I want to do is I want to talk sometime. I'm not going to spend forever on each of these products, but I do want to spend a good amount of time talking about our EnviroCloth. Because like I said, once you understand how this cloth works, you understand the rest of really how Norwex works. All right, so I'm going to talk about 5 products that are in our Safe Haven 5 set, We're going to talk about how to launder your Norwex cloths, but also the rest of your laundry as well you can use. And then I'm going to talk about a couple other quick products that I just absolutely love. All right. So the first thing, the Enviro cloth. First of all, I always like to point out that all of our products have tags on them that you actually hang them to dry with. I'll explain that later. And they all have a label on them that tells them what they are. So let me hold it up here. You'll see here that you can see that this is the Enviro cloth. I'll show you the other ones when we get to them. And I want to point out this word backlock, because that's going to be really important when I talk a little bit more about some of the qualities that are in the Enviro cloth. All right, so the first thing is this Enviro cloth, this one little cloth here, is made up of microfiber. Now, what's microfiber? All right, and for anything in the United States to be considered microfiber, it has to be 1/6 of a human hair. So if you take a hair out of your head and you give yourself 6 split ends, that's what's microfiber. Norwex says not good enough. Norwex says 1/6 still isn't small enough for what we want. We want 1/200 of a human hair. So literally taking your hair, giving yourself 200 split ends, that is how tiny these microfibers are in this one cloth. And we're gonna talk about why that's important in a second. But if I were to unravel this cloth right here, if I were to take it and start unraveling the microfiber, there is over 10 million feet of microfiber in this one cloth. It would stretch from Manitoba, Canada, all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. That's how much microfiber is in this one cloth. Now, why is that important? With this one cloth, when used properly and cared for properly, it will remove 95% of any bacteria, particles, whatever that's on your surface. You use it flat and you just take it across the surface and you wipe. Use it wet. I should have said that too. You want to get it you get it super, super wet, and then you wring it out. I always tell people when you wring it out, you fold it in half, you fold it in half again, you fold it against itself and give it a good wring. You want to use it damp. You don't want to use it dry. You don't want to use it dripping wet. You want to use it damp. All right, and then it's got 8 working sides. So if I fold this, oops, let me actually fold that so it's a little bit more even. So when I fold this, I still didn't do a good job. When I fold this, it has 8 working sides. So it's side number 1, side number 2, side 3 and 4, and then I'm gonna open it up and refold it the other way. And now I have side 5, 6, 7, and 8. So why would we use 8 sides? Because you could literally clean your entire house one time, getting this cloth wet, bring it out, damp. You can use your whole house and clean this cloth. You do one surface on this side and you start to feel it's getting a little gunky, it's got some dirt in there. You flip it over, use this side, same thing, a little dirty, got some gunk in there, flip it over and keep going. Now, if you saw, so knowing that, when we talk about using the Norwex body or the Norwex Enviro cloth, once any particles are picked up, they get trapped inside. So when you're using this flat against any surface, all those microfibers, they're woven together in a star-like pattern, like this. So when you use them, it literally will come in, grab the particles, and hold on to them. It won't let go. So nothing that you pick up on one thing can transfer to another. The woman who's the head of the team that I'm a part of, the reason she started selling Norwex is because her daughter, who was a preemie, well, she couldn't have any chemical cleaners or anything like that in her house. She has spent her life doing everything for this little girl who's still so many medical conditions and things like that, and she's so beautiful. But she does a big demonstration. She does like a fast forward video where she's cleaning her whole house, you know, countertop to the floor, to the island, to the bathroom walls, the bathroom mirrors, the bathroom sink, the bathroom toilet, and same Enviro cloth, same side of the Enviro cloth, she will wipe her daughter's face. So that is how trusting it is, that microfiber traps in any of that bacteria, any of the dirt, any of the particles, and does not let go. All right? So that's how the Enviro cloth works. Now, when you're done giving your home that really good, powerful clean, you want to take the cloth and you want to rub it against itself under hot, hot water. As much hot water as you can stand, because what you're going to do with that hot water is you're going to open up those fibers. So all of those particles that were in there will now come out based on you opening the fibers and doing a little bit of a quick mechanical wash. So it's called a peri-wash. So under your hot, hot water, you take your cloth and you rub it against each other, or rub it against itself. So you just take it, every end you rub, you flip it over, under the hot water you rub again, and that's going to get rid of all those particles. Now, The next greatest thing about the Norwex Enviro cloth is once you do that and you have it in there, now we all know if we use kitchen towels, like we're just even cleaning up, heaven's sakes, water spills all the time, not even anything you're picking up, 2-3 days later, your kitchen towel smells, your kitchen washcloth smells. With the Enviro cloth, with any of our products that have what's called backlock in there, you're not going to get that problem. So even though you've literally cleaned your entire house with this one cloth, you rinsed it, what you're going to do is, again, after rinsing it, fold it, twist it, wring that baby to dry. You're going to hang it by its tag to dry. When you do that, you're going to let the air get through the cloth, because what's going to happen is our backlock is going to go to work. What is backlock? Backlock is little liquid micro silver embedded on each of the fibers of our microfiber. So why is silver important? If any of you have ever heard of the phrase, someone who's born with a silver spoon in their mouth, means they're rich. But more than that, it means the reason that is because rich people, back in the time with the plague and all sorts of other diseases and bacteria that were floating around everywhere, would only feed their children off of pure silverware. That's it. Why? Because silver is a natural antimicrobial. No bacteria can grow on silver. So when you rinse off your cloth, anything that's still stuck on there that wasn't able to come out after opening the fibers, because remember that microfiber is really holding on to it, you're going to hang it to dry and the cloth will self-purify because of the backlock with the microsilver. All right, so that's the Enviro cloth. Now, the Enviro cloth paired with our window cloth is our hand-in-hand team. So we tell them Bert and Ernie, husband and wife, peanut butter and jelly. The Enviro cloth is going to come through. It's going to do all that hard work. It's going to clean. It's going to, get all the grime off. It's going to do all that hard stuff when you use it wet. The window cloth here is going to come in, and it's going to come into anytime you're cleaning your windows, your mirrors, your faucet, your stainless steel, anything you want to leave a shine to, the window cloth is going to come in, and you're going to take the window cloth, and after you've used your Enviro cloth wet to clean, you take your window cloth, and you will then clean the windows and everything with the window cloth. So that's why it's so amazing. So if you saw the butter demo I did with the mirror, you'll see this will get rid of all that butter, and then this will leave it the streak-free shine. What's great about it is that if you've ever used paper towels or even a newspaper trick or anything, you're still getting streaks, lint, all sorts of stuff left behind. Not with the window cloth. No lint, no streaks, nothing. Beautiful shine. So these are the two things. So not only with obviously your windows, but your mirrors, your faucets, your stainless steel, anything with chrome, anything you want to get really nice and shiny. There was something I was going to say, something else. I can't remember. So get rid of your Windex, get rid of your, or I shouldn't say the brand name, but get rid of your window cleaner, anything like that. Replace them with these. You won't have to buy any of those again. All right, so those are 2 products in the Safe Haven 5 set. The next product I want to talk about is the dusting mitt, which even if you take a look at mine, look how well used mine is. And your Norwex claws will get dirty. I have so many people say all the time, "Oh, you really don't want to get mine dirty." Please. They're working claws. They're supposed to get dirty. You're not going to get every stain out of them, but heck, a good stained cloth means a good job done. So anyways, you could see that I even use my dusting mitt quite frequently. This thing is actually by my lifesaver because I have eczema that's a result of dust mite allergy. So when my oldest daughter, actually, she was our duster in the house, when she went off to college, I'm like, I guess we're never dusting again. But then I discovered the dusting mitt. So the beauty about this dusting mitt is not only is it a great duster and it covers your hand and all that, but it works with a static charge. So if you take it and you rub it against each other or against itself, I do have 2, so rub it against each other, it creates a static charge, and you just take that, you wipe it against the dust is not going to fall. The dust is not going to trap itself anywhere else. It's not going to be left behind. It picks it all right up, and the microfiber holds onto it, and the static charge makes sure it doesn't drop anywhere. Because how many times are we dusting, and really I think we're just taking the dust and throwing it on the floor to then vacuum it up later. This actually picks it all up. And again, in the same video where I talked about the butter demo with the window, we also talked a little bit about the dusting mitt as well. So this has been my lifesaver. It's utterly amazing. And the other thing, I always wanted to do a video of this and I haven't yet. If you get this dusting mitt soaking wet and then you wring it out and use it damp, on your screens, you just go up and down your screens. No more taking your screens out, hosing them down, scrubbing them with soap and water, hosing them back down and putting them back in. You just take this wet on your screens and you've cleaned your screens. This thing's amazing. It does a whole bunch of other things as well that we just don't have time to get into. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Product number 4 that I want to talk about is our cleaning paste. All right, otherwise known as Miracle in a jar, elbow grease in a jar, and all sorts of wonderful things that you will never believe you've lived your life without this. You'll see the video I did. I did a Sharpie on my countertop, I believe. Also, the cleaning paste, cleaning out my white porcelain sink. Instead of using my, bleachy stuff that I would have to scrub and use a lot of elbow grease on, this with the Enviro cloth, done. So cleans out the white porcelain. I've had people use this on soccer cleats to get to pass from one child down to the other, and the other child didn't want the dirty ones. So she cleaned it off, and her daughter's like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! You bought me new ones," and she didn't. So really, it's a miracle in a jar. It's got 3 active ingredients: marble flour, coconut oil, and a free and clear soap. That's it, and it works like a charm. So watch the videos on that. And the last thing I want to talk about in the Safe Haven 5 set is our laundry detergent. And I want to talk a second about how to clean your Norwex cloths. All right, first of all, this laundry detergent is 2.2 pounds. It's going to come, and you're going to have a scoop. Oh, I forgot my scoop with me. I don't know. I forgot. Anyway, it's going to come with a scoop. Don't use the scoop. Take that scoop and throw it away. All you want to use is, if you have a high efficiency washer, all you're going to want to use is 1 teaspoon of detergent. You did not hear me incorrectly. 1 teaspoon of detergent if you have a high efficiency washer. If it's a non-high efficiency washer, like mine, I don't have a high efficiency washer, it's 1 tablespoon of powdered detergent. That's it. That's all you want to use. Take that scoop, throw it out. If you use what's in there as a scoop, if you use any more than what I'm telling you, it's not going to clean the way you think it's going to be. The detergent's going to clog up your cloths, it's going to clog up your clothes, all that. So that's all you want to make sure you use. And this is the only detergent we use in our house. It's obviously it's toxically, chemically free, no additives, no nothing in it that's going to damage anything. My clothes have come up cleaner, brighter, whites are whiter, colors are more colorful, and less wear and tear because it's a lot more gentle. So you can use this detergent for everything in your house. But what I want to talk about today is how to wash your Norwex cloths. So for, again, a large load, 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon of the detergent, you want to wash it on hot water. You want to make sure it's in a lint-free load, means do not put it in with any other towels or flannel sheets or flannel clothes or anything that's really linty, because what's going to happen is you're going to get that lint stuck right inside those fibers, and then that star pattern where it's going to collect them isn't going to work that much because the lint is going to get in there and clog it up, and then won't be able to actually pick up everything because it's going to get lint in there. So a lint-free load. So you can wash it with like plain old sheets. You can wash it with, like, I always call them the workout clothes, like the the nylon-y things like that, or you can just wash them by themselves. But 1 teaspoon of the detergent, and if you didn't get the Norwex detergent, you can use another soap, but it has to be a free and clear soap. So I know like Tide has a free and clear, Arm & Hammer has a free and clear, which is fine to use as long as you're using a free and clear soap, but it does have the toxic chemicals in it as well. So just kind of pay attention to that, but they're not gonna harm your cloths like the additives would in a non-free and clear soap, because what the additives will do if you use a non-free and clear soap, it will actually coat that microsilver. So eventually it's going to render it completely useless because it's going to put a coating on the silver, and the silver is not going to be able to work as the antimicrobial. So that's why you want to make sure you use a free and clear soap on hot water, lint-free load, no fabric softener, and no dryer sheets for that matter as well. Which, if you're using dryer sheets, please don't. They say that's the #1 cause for house fires, that and lint traps. And it leaves a coating all around your dryer and in the tubing and all of that stuff. So dryer sheets are bad. And you think about it, when you put a dryer sheet in, super, super waxy, right? And when you take it out, it's dry as a bone. All that wax, all those chemicals are now all over your clothes. Where do your clothes go? On your body, skin, blood stream, all that stuff again. All right, so free and clear soap, hot water, lint-free load, no fabric softener, no dryer sheets. And what I always do is in my fabric softener dispenser, I actually fill that with just white distilled vinegar. It's another antimicrobial, and it leaves my clothes a little softer. We do sell the Norwex dryer balls, 100% wool from Norwegian sheep, which is, they treat the sheep, the best in all the world, and the wool is fantastic. And it's 100% wool balls. A lot of the wool balls actually have a plastic insert that they wrap wool around. This is 100% wool. All right, so that's how to launder your cloths. All right, so I want to show you real quick before I talk about the other ones. When you get the Safe Haven 5 set, you will get this box, and in it you will have an instruction sheet that talks a little bit more about the cloths. And again, like everything I just mentioned, you will have your Enviro cloth, your window cloth, your dusting mitt, your amazing cleaning paste, and your bag of laundry detergent. Again, with this one package, you are able to Norwex 95% of your home by just using these products. All right, last couple things I want to talk about. First one is our kitchen towel. All right, we have kitchen towels and kitchen washcloths. These are all I use ever. I do not use anything else now. And I want to talk about the beauty of these. This is my kitchen towel. Now, if you use a kitchen towel, I always tell people you can probably use it for like a day, well, 2 days, maybe 3 days, and then it starts to smell and you gotta throw it in the laundry room and get another one. My kitchen towel, in the month of December, I wanted to be more present for my family. So I didn't do any in-home parties. All of my parties were on Facebook. So every time I come home from an in-home party is when I wash all my Norwex. But when I was doing Facebook parties, I didn't have to wash them all because they're all the demos that I've already done. So I literally, it was probably December 24th, maybe 23rd, like right before Christmas. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't washed any of my Norwex yet. So literally for 1 month, this towel sat there without being washed, and I use it every day and it never smelled. It was like, oh, maybe I should just wash my Norwex. So what I want to show you here is I have a 1.5 cups of water right here. All right, I want to show you not only does this cloth, because it has the back lock in it, so it self-purifies, but not only that, this will absorb a 1.5 cups of water. So if you put a mess, if you spill a 1.5 cups of water or anything on your counter, and you're grabbing the paper towels and you're absorbing them and you're throwing them away and you're grabbing more paper towels and you're throwing them away, don't have to worry about that. You just use this towel. And even if you used a towel before, you would gather it up and then that towel would go in the laundry room. Nope, this just hangs on the rack of my oven, that little handle there, and it dries overnight and I got to use it the next day. Before I actually show you that demonstration, I want to talk to you about this. About a week after I got my cloth, my husband's like, should the dog be eating your purple thing? Clearly, no, she shouldn't be. But she chewed off the tag, so obviously I can't hang it by the tag to dry anymore, but that's okay because like I said, I flip it over on the handle of my oven. But also she started to chew this. But this is why I didn't throw this out, and this is why I need to show you this. All right. So remember we talked about the weave of like the Enviro cloth and all that and how strong it is? That's got a ton of fibers in it. But watch how strong Norwex makes their claws. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm pulling hard on this and it's not breaking. You think of a terry cloth towel, you did the slit and you strip it down, you got a whole bunch of rags. I could pull this all I want and it's not coming out. So I always like to show that. All right, now again, the 1.5 cups of water, I'm gonna take this towel and I'm gonna stick it in. And we're going to see how much this will absorb. So again, when you're taking your paper towels and you are, trying to go around the house, go around whatever it is that you're cleaning up and you're trying to scrub them clean and you're grabbing more paper towels and throwing them out, more paper towels and throwing them out, this is where you no longer will have to do that. All right, so let me get all this. I'm actually going to put it down. It's hard for me to press down when I have my hand on it. Okay, so if you look, I know, oops, there's still the dry spots on there. All right, I have no more water in here, so you can see that, no more water. And if you see this cloth, there's even still a lot of dry spots left on this cloth that could be taken up. And now I don't have the mess on my hands and no more having to grab paper towels. There's over 300 tons of towel paper waste every day in America. I was probably the #1 contributor to that. All right, next 2 things I want to talk about is our makeup remover cloth and our body cloth. And I'm mad at myself because I forgot to put the mascara on at the beginning. So I'm going to take this mascara and I'm just going to put it on my arm like that, pretty thick. Hopefully nobody wears mascara that thick. Well, this day and age, you never know. All right, so I'm actually going to wait and talking about the body cloth in a second because I'm going to try to let that dry. I want to talk about, and I'm actually never really talk about this much because in a video or 2, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the body cloth, but I really just want to kind of give you a highlight coming up. Body cloth. Norwex not only cleans your home, but it can clean your body from your head to your hiney. with just using this body cloth and water. And again, I'll show you up here. This tells you its body. It's got the back lock. Uses the same way as the Enviro, except it's a softer weave, so it's used for your skin. You get super, super wet. You want to use it as wet as you can, or as wet as it could be, because the drier you use it, the more it'll exfoliate your skin, which you'll probably want to exfoliate your face maybe once a week or so, depending. But for the most part, you want to use it wet. Otherwise, you'll over exfoliate and then you'll break out. There'll be some issues, things like that. So super, super wet. You just take it and you rub it against your skin, one wipe, and you're done. I'll talk a little bit more about this in another video. But there's this one, and there's also this body cloth. I'll show you the tag on this one. If I can get it the right way. What am I doing here? There we go. So this also says body, but if you could tell, if you could see, it's a little smaller than this one, has a little bit more of a velvety touch than this one as well, because this is what we call our makeup remover cloth. I wear eye makeup and I'm a scrubber. So for me, this is what I use to remove my makeup. You get it under hot, hot water, get it super wet, press it against your eye for a little bit, and then just give it a good rub. The body cloth will remove makeup as well. This is just so much softer. I just like using it because I scrub my eyes. But if you're not a scrubber, and you can easily get rid of eye makeup, any makeup with just the body cloth. But I want to show you how the makeup remover cloth is going to work on that mascara that I just put on. See, even that was just one wipe. Then just wipe like this and use it wet and it's gone. So no more, eye makeup remover chemicals, cleaning things that even burn your eyes. No more of that. It's all done. All right. So that's it for talking about the Safe Haven 5 set and a couple of my favorites. Again, a couple more postings are going to come. We're going to have a little bit about the, I do the body cloth. I do about, because not only... So I will say this, I started using the body cloth in August. It was my, how do you say, maybe the nemesis. I'm like, I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to wash my body with no soap or anything. And I'm like, I just can't do it. So when I started selling Norwex in August, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I'm going to sell this, I have to know, does it really work? Because I don't sell anything that I don't believe in. Like there's stuff in the catalog that if people post about things, I'm like, well, let's give my honest opinion about that and whatever. So I'm like, I can't recommend it if I don't use it. So the first week I used it and I walked around literally asking my husband if I smelled. I'm like, do I smell? Do I smell? All that stuff. And then when I realized I didn't smell and my skin felt super awesome because I usually have dry skin, I just constantly use it. I've not used any soap on my body since August. Then in October, I did hear that you could use this on your hair. And in October, I'm like, maybe I'll just give it a try. I'll give 1 week trial and let's see what happens. And I always say I'm so glad I gave myself that 1 week because after the first time I washed it, I'm like, oh, I don't feel so clean, but I don't know. So I then stopped, but I went to style it and it styled perfectly. I'm like, okay. So the next day, and I'm glad I gave myself a week because I had the realization that I used to use shampoo, conditioner, root lifter, root booster, volumizing, root lifter, regular gel, and hairspray. 6 things is what I used to use on my hair every day. It took a while for this thing to get off all the buildup that I've had on my hair. And now since October, the only thing I've used on my hair is a body cloth. No shampoo, conditioner, styling gel, volumizing gel, root lifter, or hairspray. That's it. So what I was going to say is there's a post about the body cloth, how to use the body cloth. There'll be a post about how to use your hair, how to use it in your hair. Yes, I'm in my bathing suit. It's lovely. But you see me washing my hair with it. I have a video about the mop that we'll talk about and some other things coming up. So enjoy. Any questions, comments, whatever, leave them below. So I know, we're not live right now, but that's okay because I'm still going to respond with questions, things like that you have. All right, my goal was to get this under 30 minutes or less, and I'm at 29 minutes and 3 seconds. So, all right, have a good one, everybody. Bye.